Hello, this is the Brothers Judah. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Jeremy. Hello.
Hello. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, there are two things. Well, there's probably three or four or five, but two main things that I wanted to touch on. If you want to, I guess I'll say them both, and you can decide which one.
Okay.
First one is procrastination, making right decisions, bettering ourselves, things like that. More of a practical, practical topic. The second thing is phone usage and how it's affecting our lives.
Okay.
So, and I have two kind of stories related to something that happened to me in my life to relate to each of them. So, whatever topic sparks your interest,
Well,
touch upon.
today the first one's I'd probably have more to say on. This is something I've actually been thinking about. So.
Perfect. Look how this works out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell my story.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the, end of fall. It's not winter yet, I don't think. End of November. And all the leaves fell. So have to rake or leaf blow. And we had a good period of, a week and a half of nice, dry weather. Probably in this, it was warm, unusually warm for November. 50s, sometimes even hit 60. So any one of those days would have been a perfect day. I could have watched the weather and quickly on my phone I could pull up which direction the wind is going, or I could walk outside and feel which direction the wind is going to make sure I leaf blow with nice light fluffy leaves, where the wind is with me. But instead, of course, I didn't, and it came down to the last day where I had to leaf blow, because if I didn't, it was raining the next day. I think it even ended up raining that night. So I had to leaf blow because I was going to rain. And it's at the point where, it's December, Monday or Tuesday. So it's basically the end of the season. I have to do it. So I'm like, I have to do it. It's not going to dry. If it rains, it's this. So I go out there and I start leaf blowing. And I have a decent, it probably takes me between 6 and 8 hours to leaf blow the whole area. So I'm leaf blowing. As I'm going, there's two things. One, I have a headwind, in my face. So I'm leaf blowing, and the top leaves that are dry are blowing up, sprinkling out, and flying back towards me and flying behind me. So literally, I'm leaf blowing, and I look behind, and it's blowing behind me. So I'm like, that's frustrating. And then I'm leaf blowing, and once the top leaves go off, the bottom leaves are kind of wet and damp, not wet, but and matted down from being there for a couple months, and they're just kind of lifting up, and then I have to get the leaf blower to blow, and then it kind of flips over, and then flips over. It took so much longer and was so much more frustrating, and I'm thinking to myself, if I had just chosen a better day to do this, my life would have been so much easier. And there are other things too, leaving 5 minutes early when you go somewhere, as opposed to 5 minutes late. So you're not rushing a 30-minute drive, leaving a minute late. The whole time you're stressed. If you just leave a few minutes early, 30 minutes, you're relaxed, comfortable. It's so that, that was my experience this week. I figured it would be a good topic to talk about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we've all had those scenarios.
So what is the cause of procrastination?
Well, it's not only procrastination. It's also just, it comes with experience and, choosing the appropriate time to do things. So I don't think I necessarily procrastinated, because it's not like I was just, I should leaf blow, but I don't feel like it. It wasn't that. I have a long list of chores to do. I was doing stuff. I have 500 feet of hoses that I had to wrap up. I had 200 feet of 300 feet of extension, 350 feet of extension cords that I get prepped, and I have a lot of outdoor stakes for snow plowing things. There are a lot of tasks that I was doing. It's not that I was, I should do it, but I don't feel like it. Instead, I'm going to watch TV. But that's not really, it's not really truthful if I say, I worked all day and I could have, I couldn't have done it. I was going down my list because I could have. There were periods of times. There were times where I did do a lot of work, but I also did relax a bit, and I did.
So is it an optimization problem for you? Because for me, when I don't do something, it's usually because I don't feel like I have the energy to do it. Like,
Okay.
there's this thing I have to do, it's swaying over me. There's a few days where I don't feel like I have the inertia to do it or whatever. And then like one day I'll feel like I have like the motivation and I'll just do it.
Yeah.
So, but for you, is it more of like an optimization problem? Like you're not doing things in the most efficient manner, or?
For me, I don't think it's an energy, or I don't think it's I don't feel like it, or laziness. For me, it's probably, I don't know. I mean, there probably is some procrastination. There probably is some choosing the tasks that I feel like doing that day. Like, let's say I have two tasks, and one is leaf blowing, and one is, I don't know, planting garlic or something. Like, I enjoy gardening more, so I might, I have to plant the garlic or something. So there's probably some choosing the wrong decision based on pleasure rather than the task. I mean, there also is, I do have a lot to do, so I do, I mean, it's, if I can only do so much, so no matter what I choose to do, there's always going to be those things that are left until the end. So there's partially that as well.
I've also noticed sometimes if there's a task where I don't necessarily know how to do it, like there's little impediments where I don't know how to like start or something, then I'll just won't think about it.
I've had that too, where there's something where like I'll need a tool, and it's not like it's an expensive tool too. Sometimes it's like I need to stop at the hardware store and pick up like silicone or something, or some small. It's not like it's expensive, $5. But it's like, oh, I can't do that. It's like, well, yes, I can. Just go to the store.
So what is your like overall objective? Because I'm a huge fan of Elon Musk. So I'll probably be talking about him a lot. But so like his company has an objective. Like Tesla, the objective is to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy.
Yeah.
SpaceX, the objective is to colonize Mars. Yeah. It's a very clear objective, and everything they're doing and everything they're optimizing is to work towards that objective.
Yeah.
In an individual's life, like in my life, for example, what is the objective? Like the objective isn't just to be as efficient as possible like a robot.
Yeah.
So like what is the overall objective that you're optimizing for?
I mean, overall, my objective is to make the world better off with me in it than not. And then there are sub-objectives. I mean, obviously, taking care of my family. There are all these smaller sub-objectives, and some are bigger than others. But I mean, on a day-to-day basis, when I wake up, that probably is a problem. I'm probably not thinking of my objective. I probably wake up and think, oh, what do I have to do? Oh, got to do this. Oh, laundry, got to do that. Oh, got to do that. And so there's probably a lack of focus on the bigger picture. I probably get distracted with the day-to-day stuff. So I tend to be a little bit more reactive and fly by the seat of the pants in the day-to-day. But then I do have objectives on the larger, grander scheme. Like there's one thing, I'm pruning a tree that basically 10 years from now, I have a goal. It's actually pretty cool. I'm pruning a tree where it goes up and then it opens up like that. And then once it's thick enough to carry my weight and my wife's weight, and my son too, I'm gonna throw like a big dog bed up there and then climb up into the tree and be able to lay and look at the sky.
That's cool.
So that's a decade-long goal that I've been working on for a few years now. So I do have bigger plans, but on the day-to-day when I wake up, I think I do just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. Yeah. Oh, it's raining today, can't go outside, I'll do this, oh, I'll do that, yeah. Oh no, I gotta do that. So there probably needs to be better planning on my part.
I think oftentimes I don't really have an objective. Like obviously I want to be a good person, I want to make the world better. Yeah. They're kind of like really kind of large, generalized objectives, but like on a day-to-day basis, I'm usually just making sure I have to do what I have to do to survive, like, get my work done for money, financially. Yeah. And then like for my household to function. and that's like my bare minimum. And then like past that, it's like I don't really, I'll try to be productive, or I don't know, like
Yeah.
it's sometimes I wish I had more of a focused mission, like Tesla, or
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. I feel like that though, just getting through the day to day, I feel like it's so much. And I don't know if it's just society now or if it's something that people have always had to deal with. I mean, you think, back a long time ago before washing machines, they used to have to hand wash their clothing and make their own clothing and things like that. So I don't know if it's a consistent thing throughout history, or if now, because of the speed of information and just the way technology has changed our lives, if things are faster now.
But what I'm not really doing that much. Like in the olden days, someone like think about Manifest Destiny, right? Someone goes out west in a caravan.
Yeah.
They build a cabin from logs. They cut down trees, build a cabin from logs. Everything they do, they have to grow their own food. They have to hunt. They have to cut down their trees for firewood. They literally have to do everything, and I feel like they were more relaxed and had more time. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we never lived there, so we don't know. But I think
seems like it was a slower pace of life.
I think the pace in the moment was slower, but I do think they worked harder and longer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what.
Well, their attention. One thing I do know is attention span, because just in my lifetime, I've seen attention span decrease drastically.
Yeah.
So I think they had greater attention span. But
It's funny that you say I don't feel like I do that much, because I say this thing, like people will say to us like, "Oh, what'd you do today?" And I'm like, I swear I worked all day.
Yeah.
But then I'll say it, and it sounds like I did nothing. Like this other day, I told someone about this exact same thing I'm going to say, and then we worked together for a couple hours. And then after, I was like, even this, we just worked for 2 hours, and it's like, what'd you do? So it's like one day, it's like, oh, what did I do? I put an extension cord out to the chicken coop for the water heater. Rolled up my hoses. So it's like what else did you do? It's like and it sounds like it's nothing, but then when you get into it, well, like I said, I have 500 feet of hoses, so it's 5 100-foot hoses that you detach, put all, I clean out the in the thread, put the I don't even know what they're called, the sprayers away, and then I drag them all up and drain them all, so you walk them down, then I line them all up and prep them for winter, basically. And then the extension cords, it's not like I just like take an extension cord and run it out, a 25-foot extension cord. I have like 350 feet of extension cords.
Yeah.
And at one point I have to bury it to go across, so the snowblower won't rip it up in the winter and stuff. So there's a lot of tasks. And then even like cat litter, it's like, oh, I cleaned my cat litter. It's like, well, at one point we had 8 cats in our little house, with 3 litter boxes. And I swear they'll go in there and they'll go and just splatter cat litter all over the floor. So I'll sweep the 3 litter boxes, scoop, go put that away. I'll sit down, and then the cat goes in, poops, and knocks out cat litter. It's like a constant all-day thing.
Yeah.
And but at the end of the day, I feel like it's like, what'd you do? I feel like I did nothing. Yeah. And that's why I like gardening and landscaping, because you can do something, stand back and look at what you did.
Yeah.
Like if I prep a bed, if you do it, you step back and you look, and it's like, it's rewarding.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Well, I think this is a good transition into for the next episode, talking about like people on their phones with like the attention span, and whether or not technology is actually making our lives more efficient.
Yeah.
But in terms of this topic,
well, I guess I want to say, I guess the point of it was, I've thought about this in the past, but when I was leaf blowing and it's blowing back in my face and behind me, that feeling of like, it's like, well, why didn't I do it before? I guess basically I took from it, I now need to make the right decisions, because your decisions really affect you. I mean, they can drastically affect you. I mean, one wrong decision could, end your life. I mean, it could totally change your life. And I mean, one wrong decision, say drunk driving, and then you die, or you get in a car accident and severely disabled, or hurt someone, or so the decisions we make, they really have an effect. And I think I want to be more intentional on my decisions rather than just kind of just doing it.
That's interesting, because I think most people, at least I did, I think a lot of people have a sense of feeling like maybe their lives don't really have much of a larger impact. Like I used to feel like, oh, I'm not really making a big difference in the world. So to think that our small decisions actually really mattered and are actually very significant is like kind of a shift from that way of thinking. And something you said earlier about so much of our time and energy goes towards the day-to-day survival. We could talk about why that is, but I also think that's like really what matters. Like taking care of our family, running our home, like providing, just doing the simple, getting things done. Like that's really what makes life matter. And also, even people who say they want to change the world, like what are they trying to change it for? They're changing it for they want to change it because of those simple things that really matter, like family and relationships and just living our lives. Like, and I think people sometimes miss that because they're trying to look at the grand things,
Well, one huge fear I have, I'll try to make it quick because I know we only have a minute or so. One huge fear I have is that I'll just be busy working. It's kind of like the movie Click, this one scene in the movie Click where he's working, and I think it was the last time he saw his dad before he died, but he's looking at the screen, typing, working, and his dad comes in and he's trying to talk to him. Oh, let's go for a walk or something. Come, I haven't seen you in a while. Talk to me. And he's just like, no, yeah, I'll do it later. Okay. Like just like not even looking at him, just working. And the dad walks off and dies. And it's like, I'm pretty sure he died. I could be wrong. But my fear is that the next, I basically like, you say you blink and like 10 years go by. I don't want to blink, have my son grown up, moved out. And it's almost like the Cats in the Cradle song. And it's like, oh, I want to spend time with you. And, he probably won't say this, but it's like, well, where were you when I said, come spend time with me? And you said you were busy or you were doing all your chores or something. And you were, it's like, that terrifies me, which I'll probably go spend time with my son after this.
Yeah. It's good to remember what really matters.
Yeah.
So
it does.
But it's, finding that balance of being able to survive and provide for ourselves, but then also focus on the things that matter. I do feel like I don't know. I do feel like it's harder than it should be in this society.
I know.
To survive. Like
it does feel that way. Like,
yeah.
It feels like it shouldn't be this hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is that just have we just been sinning for so long that it's normal to sin so much? It's almost like, do you know in the 50s, they couldn't display kissing on screen? They could maybe peck and then hug. But now it's just normal for TV to just show almost full nudity. I wonder if we're just so used to all of the little sins that we do that we just don't even realize it. And we're suffering because of it, but it's just so normal to us that we don't realize how bad we actually are.
I think like on a societal level, there's some truth to that. I think on a societal level, this is a whole nother topic. We're running out of time, but we can pick back up with this in the next episode. So
okay,
leave a little cliffhanger.
It was a good topic.
Yeah,
we'll talk more next week, and then we'll also hit the other topic next week.
All right, sounds good.
There it is. Goodbye, everyone.